All right, this video comes from the Discord. Ellie and Bo, they're going to talk about the realistic approach of growth and success. Let's hear this.
Wordle.
Wait,
It's so
you
much
play
fun.
Wordle still?
Yeah, I haven't played it a lot, but like, if I have the chance to play Wordle, I will play it. It
I
is
feel like
so much
Wordle
fun.
was something that happened to us in the
Is
pandemic.
VTubing
and
a fad or VTubing
and then it just kind of the
dying?
pandemic. We don't do it anymore. Now
Yeah,
that
we
we're
don't do
allowed to go
that anymore. We don't
outside.
talk about that anymore. It brings back the memories. We don't play Wordle anymore.
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of things like that just like they were big during the pandemic, and now we're just like, no, we do not speak of that. Put that
VTubing came
away.
from the pandemic, I think, right? That's what it really blew up. VTubing, right?
Oh yeah,
A lot of things blew up in the pandemic. Twitch as a whole.
Yeah, no, VTubing's old school. Drop it. Who needs it?
Dead medium.
Dead medium. We're a dying art, everyone. I mean, a lot of people are going to like IRL stuff. I've noticed, like a lot of VTubers are just like Bao's been doing a lot of IRL stuff.
Yeah,
recently.
Bao's doing IRL.
But that's different because she's just been like doing weird cooking cosplays. Like I don't know if she's been like
she's doing more than cooking. She dropped the video not that long ago. She went to the science fair, bro. Like, who goes to the science fair? Like, she legitimately said, "Yeah, let's go make some content," and she went outside and did it. So I think Bao is on her way to being an IRL content creator. I wouldn't say, majority of the time, but it's definitely part of her brand now.
I still wouldn't call her an IRL streamer, you know?
Well, she did stuff with some other people too, like IRL stuff. Like she went to
oh yeah, the animal sanctuary.
Yeah, the animal sanctuary.
She went to the animal sanctuary.
I think is what
I didn't even know about that.
They went there, and then I think they did something recently as well, like on their channel. They asked like some tech YouTubers like cursed questions and such. Numi has done a few also. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are just transitioning back to like IRL, like very, very slowly. It's starting to like meld away. Big VTubing. Do you think VTubing is going to be a fad?
I mean, yeah, but like I don't think
I would, I like VTubing as a medium because it gives people the ability to showcase themselves in a different way. What do I mean by this? Because back in the day, growing up watching YouTube, a lot of the big channels were commentary channels. So it would legitimately just be gameplay and someone talking over it. Now, people still do this, but instead of having to just do commentary, you don't have to show your face. You can have a VTube model and do commentary. And if anything, that's better than just having the gameplay by itself. Well, of course, it depends because not a lot of people really mess with VTubers, but I think it's definitely not dying. I wouldn't say dying, but it's probably becoming less popular when it comes to like indies. And maybe it will be like, maybe it'll shrink in its relevance, but I don't think it would ever die. You feel me? I think it's always going to be a thing because technology keeps progressing. Unless they create something better than a VTuber, then maybe.
I think it's gonna go away.
VTuber 2.0.
I just think we had kind of a crazy bubble because everyone was stuck inside, and like the bubble is popping, but that doesn't mean that like it's dead. That doesn't mean it's gone. I just think the bubble is popping. I mean, the market has been way oversaturated for a long time, which is part of something that I wish people talked about more. Like when I started VTubing, I had literally no expectations for it. Like I did not expect to, but I feel like people start now and they're like, okay, here are my milestones. Like, I'm going to make it to 100 concurrent viewers by this time. And it's like, you probably won't. Like, even if you're really good, it's just quite likely that you won't. It's really...
There's so much competition.
Incredibly oversaturated. And that's like fine. Like, I don't actually think that's a problem. I think it's kind of fun that it's just kind of this infinite marketplace. But that being said, like, anyone getting into VTubing to make money, LOL. Like, you will be incredibly lucky if it's not a money sink. Like, in most cases, VTubing costs money. Do not ever expect it to make you money.
A lot of money. The models are like $3,000 sometimes, and if you can't get that back, then that's, like you said, it's a money sink.
Bro, if you're spending $3K,
that's a crazy amount of money to make
getting
on
that investment
right?
back,
like, if you took up any other hobby and you made $3,000, you'd be really proud of yourself, right? Like, people just need to have that approach to streaming. I wish they did. I wish that people, like, expected less and could enjoy it more.
Yeah, I mean...
Expect less and enjoy it more, bro. That is an absolute bar. She should put that on a shirt, bro.
Like
that is legitimately one of the hardest lines and the hardest reality checks that a lot of people need to hear, bro.
Describe it.
Expect less and enjoy more. That's the real, bro. That's real, bro.
I've said it a lot, but it's like, when is enough kind of thing? You know what I mean? Like, you have to be satisfied with what you have if you're going to be You're not
You have
going
to
to be
be
satisfied with what
satisfied
you're
in
going to
general.
get if you're not satisfied with what you have now, kind of thing, right? Like it will never be enough.
Another
like, it
bar,
keep,
bro.
It will
They're
just
cooking.
No, exactly.
Pushing
they
itself.
cooking, bro.
This is what I always say about music is like, for me, making it in the music scene of a town is like, if I can play a show any Friday night I want to, right? If I can get a Friday night show any Friday night I want one, I've made it. That's what making it is, you know? People have these ideas of what making it
Everybody
is.
has
and like,
their
no,
own
you know, you're not
expectations
gonna
of
be
making
Taylor
it.
Swift. Don't aim for that. But like aiming for like having comfortably a show when you want it, that's huge. That's like an enormous milestone. And people take it.
I think it's interesting to say that. You know, I think more people should try and be like Taylor, not be like Taylor Swift, but should aim for the goal of having and cultivating a super large audience that enjoys what they create. If anything, that's just called dreaming, right? The bigger you dream, the bigger the chances are that you're going to land at some type of high success margin. Now, it might not be as big as Taylor Swift, but it's still pretty big. So I wouldn't say don't, try and make that goal. If anything, you should have that goal in front of you and do whatever it is that you can to try and make that become a reality.
For granted because they have these dreams of grander things, and it's like, no, you just have to have like a realistic idea of what making it looks like for you, and then you have to be happy with that.
And that's the crazy thing, like being realistic, bro. We do not live in a realistic world. There are more things in this world that are intangible than tangible. If you only think about what's tangible, you're probably not going to make it that far. But if you think about the things that could possibly be, the things that are intangible, right? The reason why we have dreams, we want to create or become something bigger than who we are or what we are. When we want to have like the most grandeur, the greatest spotlight. It doesn't really start with thinking realistically. It starts with thinking and having a dream that's way bigger than you could ever conceive. But if you keep moving towards that dream, you'll eventually land near it or exceed it or even land exactly wherever you want to land. So I wouldn't take this realistic shit realistically.
Because
we
like
don't
you
live
said,
in a
if you're not
realistic
happy
world,
with that,
bro.
you're not going to be happy if you get more either.
Exactly. Things are
that's
so
also
skewered
true.
in people's perspective nowadays.
That's true.
In terms of like
you see how it works? It's true. Yeah, being realistic, don't do that. But yes, be happy with the stuff that you have now, 100%. Yes. Yes, that's how you create this is how you create a higher frequency. The easiest way to say it, if you want to have a super high frequency and able to, have a great reality, you need to actually just be happy with what you have. And then eventually, because you have a high frequency, high energy, people will gravitate towards that and you will eventually get what you're desiring without having to try and bend reality. If you're trying to bend reality to create your reality, it's not going to work. You need to accept the stuff that you have but still have that goal of trying to move forward and grab something bigger than what you're searching for. What
what
up,
is
Saint?
successful
Welcome
and
in.
what isn't. Like, oh, you need to have 1K people to be successful or whatever. You know what I mean?
Some
It's
people,
like,
bro, you know what's crazy? Some people get 1K concurrent viewers and think that's not successful.
no, it's like if I have 20 people in my chat talking to me, like I'm like that's a lot of people to like consider, right?
That's
That
like
is-
a whole
that is a lot of people.
classroom. That's like
Exactly. And it feels good. Don't get me wrong. There is like that neuron that activates in your brain when you have like more and you're like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? But
number
like
Yes,
go
it's
up.
the monkey
Number
brain.
go up, brain
yeah.
brain make happy chemical. Wow, 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 wow. But like I do feel like there's a sort of like self-destruction that comes with it as well.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like if
No,
number
and you
go
watch
down one
people
day,
tailspin about it. Where
Yeah.
it's like no one is thinking about you that way. No one is thinking about it that way. You gotta relax.
yeah, and I feel like
You
it's
should
also like
relax.
the tailspin of being like, oh, number went down today. What did I do wrong? What
Don't
am I
do
doing
that.
wrong? Oh God,
Don't do
is it
that.
all going downhill?
That's
Is
gonna
it
make
like,
it worse.
am I not good enough?
You know the thing about the pigeons in the cage?
No, tell me.
Okay, so they did an experiment where they, at random intervals, gave pigeons treats.
Okay.
And every single pigeon would just develop like a weird superstition where it would be like, oh, well, I put my head to the left and then a treat came out, so I guess I'll keep doing that. And so the pigeons, even though it was just like on a random or like pre-assigned interval, they would just like, please, God, come on, give me a treat. I'm doing
They're
the thing.
trying
I'm
to
doing the thing.
create
I'll do it harder.
their reality.
You know? And
They're
then
trying to force it
eventually
by
the
giving
treat will
those
come out
treats.
again because it's on an interval, and they'll be like, it worked. The head to the left worked. I'll just do it harder. And I feel like I watch people do that with their content where they're like, this worked, so I'll keep doing it harder and harder. And it's like, maybe don't though. Maybe.
Yeah, I see that a lot with YouTubers. Like,
That's
I feel
interesting.
like a lot of YouTubers get stuck in like a particular
Yes.
genre. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I did like just for example, a Fallout video about lore, right? And people liked it
That's
because
a good
people wanted
Now
to
video.
know
I'm a
about the
I
Fallout
Fallout
already
lore.
know
lore
it's a good
Now
channel.
video.
you're the Fallout, yeah. Now you're
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Fallout
yeah,
channel,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I'm sure
100%.
there's people
Yeah.
that love Fallout enough that they could sit there and talk about it for like
Yeah.
6 years
There's a lot
straight
of
and
people that
just
can do
be
that. Yeah,
not
yeah.
be bored, be like, this is the best fucking thing ever, right? I could not
Mm.
do that. So when I did Let's Plays for a while, the first thing I did was like, I did a lot of Bethesda stuff, like so like Fallout, you know, Elder
Bro,
Scrolls and
that's
stuff.
crazy, bro. This video's not recording. It's okay, but we live on Twitch, so
But I
it
didn't
is
want to
what it
be
is.
known as that because I knew that if I kept doing content around that, people would be like, "This is the Bethesda guy." You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
no, not really. I like Bethesda, but I don't want to be known as like, you know,
The
that
one
particular
thing that you
genre.
do.
And
Yes,
but I
100%. I
understand like the
understand.
dopamine rush that probably comes from uploading a video and then having it immediately blow up and being like,
Yeah.
"This is it. I need to capitalize on this now." Like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And it's also
yes,
that
yes.
rush of producing more stuff and then you're stuck in that cycle. I don't know. Content creation is scary.
If anything, I think you can cultivate an audience by just creating great content, right? So there's a channel, I've already shouted him out several times, but FD Signifier, right? This guy has talked about stuff from hip hop to talking about anime, why Aaron Yeager is one of the worst characters ever made, to talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar and talking about a whole bunch of stuff, right? Not and presidencies and a whole bunch of other stuff. He has a core fan base that likes him because his videos are well edited, well scripted, well created. But these three pillars are the foundation of the community. And all he does is switch from topic to topic that interests him. And not only does the core audience like it because they like these three pillars, more people will gravitate that are obviously not, subscribed. The people that just see the video talking about Aaron Yeager, they're like, oh, let me watch this video. Oh, this video is talking about Attack on Titan. Let me watch this. But the video about Barack Obama, of course, they're not going to touch it because that's not what they care about. Little did they know they weren't going to get another Attack on Titan video till several months down the line if he decides to make one. But regardless of what those people want, it doesn't really matter because he has these three pillars, right? The quality of the content, the scripting, and the delivery. He has these three things that keep people that have the ability to indulge and enjoy multiple different topics. He has those people. And if anything, those are way more important to have as a fan base or as a group or as a community than people that only like you for a specific thing. Because eventually either they're going to get tired of that specific thing, you're going to get tired of that specific thing, or that specific thing is no longer going to be popular or important enough for you to even crank out that high quality type of video because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time and a lot of money to create the videos that FD Signifier makes. So yeah, 100%, bro. You gotta be careful with whatever it is that you're trying to create on the platform. But I understand the whole, oh, this one got a lot of views. Let's make more of this. I do that. I do that, but I don't always focus on that. I do it as more of a job. So like VTuber clips of the day, that's going to get 200 plus views. And I know that for a fact because 200 plus people enjoy that series. So I make it every day. Well, besides the weekends, I don't work on the weekends, right? But I make that series because I know it's going to hit and people actually enjoy it. That doesn't stop me from doing things that are experimental or might not get that much attention. Like when I read uh Homo Deus, and I know like the video is not gonna pop off in my section in my community, but I'm hoping for the long run eventually that that audience will show up because I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about. It's gonna resonate with somebody else that's passionate about it. It's just gonna take time. Just like everything else in the world, bro. You didn't learn how to drive a car when you were 10 years old. And if you did, you probably living in Southeast Asia.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think there is something really addictive about it. And if you don't kind of conquer that in yourself before you experience it, it threatens you. And I feel like I had sort of already conquered that in music, you know? Where like sometimes you have a really good show. Sometimes you get attention from someone a little bit bigger, a little more famous, and it seems like maybe it's going to go somewhere. And you have to conquer that in yourself then. So I feel like once I got to streaming, I already had that thing of like, no, don't go bother bigger musicians. They're people too. Treat them like people.
Exactly.
You know? And
that's
like,
what I'm trying to do with everyone else as well. The things that have happened. Like, I need to remember my place. You know what I mean?
Well,
I need to remember.
Remember your place is such a dark way to put it.
Yeah, remember your place is absolutely a dark way to put it, bro. Just remember who you are and who you want to become. Who you want to become is probably the most important thing you have to think about. If you want to become the big streamer that's doing whatever, move towards that goal. If you want to be the big musician, move towards that goal. Whatever it is that you have to do it, just do it. Like, to be one of the best soldiers in the military, you're going to have to wake up super early, earlier than 4 a.m., right? And 4 a.m. is the normal wake up time for the military. So if you're in special forces, you're probably waking up 2 a.m., probably not going to bed till midnight, right? You're only getting like micro naps worth of sleep, but that's what you have to do to become the best, right? If you want to become the best at anything, you're going to have to go the extra mile. That's just how it works. From military to sports players to musicians, like, if you want to be the best, bro, you got to do extra.
The thing is, like,
how it works.
When the raid first happened, I felt like everyone was like, "Go be friends with Vettel. Go talk to Vettel. Go write to Vettel." And like, I don't know, we talk, we write to each other, but like, first and foremost, I just never wanted him to feel like an instrument to me, and I never wanted it. Yeah, I just kind of, it was much more important to me that, like, I don't know, we talked on normal terms like normal people, and that it never be like trying to get that collab, trying to get that rush of growth again. Like, if I'd ever get that rush of growth again, I'm fine with that. I don't know. Like I've said, I have my dream job, and this is making, like, this is so far beyond made it for me. Like, this is, I've more than made it. This is my streaming career. If this is the apex of it, rock on. I won.
Yeah, you've done fantastic. You've grown so much and everything like that. So I mean, no, I mean, for real, you have. It's incredible. But yeah, I mean, listen,
there's
like
always more to
I've
pursue.
said it before
100%,
with everyone. I think there's certain people that will be given, like, for example, like the raid, that it's going to be like, I need to reach out to everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are going to be people that are going to rush for it, and I have to an extent kind of tried to keep in my lane. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying,
I've had
brother.
some moments where I was like, oh, you know what? I've watched this person before. I'll go right into them, right?
Yeah.
If I like high numbers
and that's
stuff,
cool.
and it just so happens that it comes back, right?
Yeah.
And the whole Neanders thing was completely like,
you're
that
sharing
was
your
out
energy.
of left field. But like,
well,
I do
she
agree.
rated you. You didn't. That wasn't your fault. She rated you.
Right. No, I know. But like, I felt bad.
You had no way of knowing that was gonna happen.
But I meant more so of like in the idea of being like, you know, hey, you got to know, like, where, like, I don't want to say know your place kind of thing, because like you said, that's a dark way of putting it. That's
so
like
dark. Ellie, know your place. Ellie, go to your corner.
No, I meant more so myself. I was like, okay, man, remember where you are.
Go to your corner.
Remember where you are. You know what I mean?
Go to your corner is crazy, bro.
Just stay where you are. This is a good place for you.
Go to your
just
corner.
Just stay where you are and where you have been. Kind of like.
Yeah, shout out to the Clippers.
I don't know. Just be happy where you are.
Thank you for
won't be
clipping
happy
this.
where you go.
Exactly.
That's everything.
This is a good video.
That's everything.
That's like
Shinsta 312. Good job clipping.
Yes,
This is a good clip.
It's,
a good clip.
That's any kind of body modification. That's, you know, even getting a haircut, right? Like, if you're not okay with how you look now, you're not going to be okay with how you look if you're hotter. And if you're not okay with being not that famous, you're not going to be okay with being slightly more famous.
That's absolutely true, man. I mean, that's an interesting way of putting it, but like, the oldest way to put it is just be yourself, man. Just be who you are. And that's the hard part, because be yourself and be who you are doesn't resonate with everybody, because a lot of people don't know who they are, right? So when more people start figuring out who they are, which obviously you got to take time aside to do that. You can't figure out who you are on a whim. You can't figure out who you are in a weekend. You can't figure out yourself unless you give yourself that time. And of course, the time varies for everybody, but I've never seen anybody speed road the path to nirvana. You feel me? I've never seen somebody immediately wake up and get their third eye on a fucking whim, right? This is something that takes time. So yeah, be yourself, but first you need to figure out who you are. There's several videos I made about how to figure that shit out. So check that out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button on your way out, join the Discord, share more videos like this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.